Da, 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 da. Here we go. So we made it to the moon plateau last time. Moonlight altar. Uh I have to say, it's kind of I think I always mistaken this moon, the brighter one, for the one that we usually see, but I think it's the other way around. The darker moon is the one that we usually see. And this one is the one that you usually not see. Because of their position. Okay, but let's go. Oh no, it's the sun? The crystal sun? Yeah. The actually hit seems to be the most difficult part. Come on. And Dula's Moonblade. Devourer of Sorcerers was bested by Rani and subsequently swore a nightly oath to her dark moon. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Oh, the frame is perfect. Oh, definitely intentional. And this one is also almost perfectly framed. It's the dark moon. It's exactly visible in this corner here. What a bloodbath. Which talisman? Talismans did I use? Wait. That's fine. Bruh. summer smithing stone. Magic grease. Hey Void, es geht. Oh, so ein Run in Elden Ring das dauert immer ganz schön lange. Yeah, I'm fine as well. Nothing too much going on. Are you fearsome? Yeah. He's a afraid one. Can't remember if these dragons respawn or not. Okay, let's go for the dragons. Oh, two? No. Oh, he's stuck. Yeah, they probably don't respawn. Because they're dropping dragon hearts. So there's another one. Oh, there are 3. Um. Oh shit. Come here. Come here. And that was the 3rd one. So. I wonder if there's any item that I missed, maybe. It doesn't look like that. see. Where's the way down? Oh, there. Turtles. So many turtles here. So many turtles. So because of Black Knife Assassin Tish, that she can be found in this Everjail, people think it's in some way a hint for Rani's betrayal, for some betrayal of Rani in the Night of the Black Knives, just because she's inside of this Everjail. But I think it's bullshit, to be honest. Oh no, it's Electo, and Tish's daughter, so... Oh, I forgot. Oh, shit. I forgot that she's doing this. The hitbox is kind of huge. Okay. She was one of the assassins who, at the night of the plot, imbued a black knife with the rune of death and slew Godwyn the Golden. She was the daughter of the Black Knife ringleader Alector and was killed protecting her mother during the flight from the royal capital. So instead of interpreting the whole Everjail as some kind of hint that Ronnie might have betrayed the Knight of the Black Knives in some way, I think it's just something completely different. I think it's symbolic and supposed to be a parallel once again. And so the talk about here in this description is about a mother and a daughter. I think it's actually about Marika and Melina. Ringleader, yeah. Hey, fan. So the daughter that he imbued or had killed Godwyn with one of those knives. I think it might have. I think it's actually about Melina in this case here. It's just in form of a parallel. It fits the whole interpretation that I laid out in my videos. With the other stuff, like the roles in the Knight of the Black Knives and the associations with the Scorpion charms. Where the sacred Scorpion charm is also representative for Melina's role as she partook in the ritual on the Knight of the Black Knives. And it was also Melina who in some way died in the course of history at some point. Yeah, and in the parallel it would have been Marika as the head of it all, as the one who organized most of it. Okay, what do we have here? Crystallions. Let's go. Oh, shit. Ah, that ring hit me. But fan, would you say ringleader is an important term? In this context? Come on. I could mean a simple hint that only the organization like unites as a group, but why chose a ring as a word? Oh, ring leader, yeah. Oh, now I get it. That's really interesting. I mean, the first thing that comes to my mind, I don't know if it's actually the case that it's meant like that, but it always seems to me at least that they are playing a lot with associations, and when it's about a ring, I mean, I instantly think of the Elden Ring. It's the same case like why the Crystalians, for example, might have a ring as a weapon, just because they are playing with associations. So in the case of Lecto, maybe she's called ring leader because it's actually a parallel to America in some way. I mean, it's just an idea. Maybe it's just supposed to be a little nod to the parallel in form of America, who is in some way the core part of the Elden Ring. But I've never noticed that it's might be a bit unnatural the way it sounds, because probably because English is not my mother's tongue. I mean, I always just thought of someone who ringleader sounds a bit weird actually, the longer I think about it. Especially because we have a lot of other candidates that might have orchestrated everything, like I mean Ronnie, for example, or what I think even Marika. Oh, this is interesting once again. I don't know if those of you who are watching right now have seen the part where I was in Leonia. But these follies... Oh, fuck. But these follies almost always, not always, but almost always have the statue of a little Carian princess in it. And I am firmly convinced that this is Rena. The distant... Fuck my life. This is Rena, the Carian princess statue, but in the distant past. Which is at some point died. And I think one of the biggest hints there was something bad happening to her is actually a pattern in the follies in Leonia. In every folly with these Carian princess statues, there is a smithing stone placed. But the interesting part is that it's not just a smithing stone, it's always, in every case of a folly with the Carian princess statue, there are always 3 smithing stones in front of it. And I'm firmly convinced that it's not about the smithing stones in particular, but it's more about the amount, that it's always a 3, because it's about the number 3. So, as a sign of a bad omen. And therefore probably a hint that there was something, there's something really bad happened to her. They are usually normal ones. I think in all cases it's a normal smithing stone. It's always 3 smithing stones. I start to believe that normal smithing stones are probably meant to hint at, or to evoke the association of gold, but I'm not that sure of that. So, and the I think the in the end, in Leonia we found all the follies with 3 smithing stones in front of the Carrion Princess statue. And in the end, we end up here on the moon plateau. And and once again, the number 3 is highlighted here with 3 of these follies. Not only do we have 3 of these follies here as a highlight, there are also, in every one of them, are 3 smithing stones, once again. And in front of it, a red wolf. So, the bad thing that might have happened to her is probably linked to Radigan. And I'm convinced that it was Radigan in the distant past who actually killed her. It's just that the story reaches incredibly far back. So, 3 follies, and every one of them are 3 smithing stones. 3 smithing stone 7s. Here should be also 3 smithing stone 7s. Yeah. And here also 3 smithing stone 8s, I think. Yeah. And this is the case for every folly here in Leonia. If there is a Carrion Princess statue with an item in front of it. Sometimes there are a few cases where there's a portal placed in it, or even the Sites of Grace, just to highlight that there's something going on with them, I think. The Sites of Grace, named Folly on the Lake, is just supposed to hint at the acid, I think. I just wonder if the perspective is interesting. Is there anything to the perspective? Kinda. Turtles everywhere. this sorcerer rice is actually called Kelowna or Kelowna, Kelowna's rice. And it seems to be a reference to I think it's Greek, a Greek myth of Kelowna. I think it was some kind of person that didn't want to join a marriage as a guest, I think. Because of that, she was... Oh, my chat is... Because of that, she was punished and was turned into a turtle. Three great wise beasts. The front part of the rope from the waist to the feet means something also is showed prominently. Yeah, the pattern on the rope of the Cameron Princess seems to be heavily connected to the primeval current. Because Azure and Luzard also have this kind of pattern in front of them. Hello there. I lean more towards the idea. Not only is this pattern probably linked to the primeval current, but also to probably to the Graven Mass ritual, maybe, because the both of the characters that we know of Master Azur and Luzard are both needed for Sellen to yeah, to do this kind of mass graven ritual. Bloodborne. Oh, is there so much of this Uterus imagery? Only one turtle left. Oh shit. A big part of the plot is the need of the great ones to produce children. Virgin Mary style. What does Virgin Mary style mean? Like producing children, but in an artificial or weird way? Is that a thing in Bloodborne? Or is that some kind of theory from someone? I haven't often played Bloodborne, so I don't know. But that sounds weird. So where's the turtle? Oh, I just jumped through the turtle. We even have NPC quests to interact with this concept? Jesus, Bloodborne sounds crazy. I have to play Bloodborne at some point, maybe. But it feels like Elden Ring is a never-ending story. Ronnie's Dark Moon. So, but, and here comes the big but. I think, once again, it's hinting or describing something way deeper than just Ronnie's Dark Moon, because it's a sorcery symbolic of the carrying queen. And Ronnie isn't a carrying queen in my opinion. Especially because Renala's still living. And she's even not, and she's never called queen. Instead she's called the Lunar Princess. Legendary sorcery symbolic of the carrying queen. Uses the cast as a vessel to incarnate a cold, dark moon. No, it says symbolic of the carrying queen. So in some way symbolic for the carrying queen, I would say. I think all those named Ronnie's Dark Moon here, as Ronnie is probably or contains some parallels to Rena, I think, especially because Ronnie is depicting Rena. I think it's probably a bit more, a bit deep. It's a bit deeper and contains like parallels to Rena and some kind of dark moon. Hey, Promperia. It's actually a lore run or playthrough where I once again look or watch out for environmental details and item placement and yeah, just try to interpret some stuff on the fly. And it's called, I call it Godwyn Run because I tried to create a Godwyn build on the way. Fitting to the videos that I made and to my theory. So. This moon was encountered by a young Ranila by the hand of her mother. What she beheld was cold, dark, and veiled in a cold mystery. I don't know, sometimes I think it might be... Maybe it's related to... Or hinting at circumstances regarding the Black Moon of Noxtella, maybe? Yeah, it's here. We got also the Dark Moon ring, maybe. A warning is engraved within. Whoever thou mayest be, take not the ring from this place. The solitude beyond the moonlight is but a mile alone. It's also symbolic of a cold oath. Depicting a leaden full moon. Strange that it's called full moon here. You really think that it's referring to Rani as queen? I mean, it might be, but I'm more convinced of that idea that there's something going on with carrying queen in the very distant past, because I think that Rena was probably, I think maybe, or could have considered a carrying queen, maybe just in the Farum era. I mean, it could be Sneaky Turtle. I'm just more convinced of the idea that it's although it says Rani, I think there might be some parallels to Rana as a carrying queen in the Farum era. That's what I'm more convinced of, but who knows? I'm not finished with this stuff here. But what's interesting is I think that the Dark Moon ring is what it also serves for. I think the Dark Moon ring is some kind of primal glintstone of Rani in this case. I tried to explain the concept of a primary glintstone the last time with in regard to Salon, where the primary glintstone doesn't have to be with the person. It's just the object where the soul is bound to, and whenever the living vessel with the spirit dies, the soul kind of returns or still bound to the object and can be reborn through it. And I think this is the interesting party, because I think while slaughtering the two fingers, I think she kind of died, probably. That's why she's not really alive right now. And putting the ring on her is like, it's not just an interesting cutscene. I think putting the ring on her is like, yeah, it's in some way rebirthing Runny with the primal glintstone that is in the Dark Moon ring. The same way like we gave Selene a new body by putting the primal glintstone in a new puppet. And I think this is actually what's happening here. It's just never said. But now she got the spirit again with her.
So it was thee who would become my lord. Perhaps I needn't have warned thee. I am pleased, however. Thou art a fitting choice. I go now to the night sky. It is there I shall find mine order. I bid thee travel the path of the Lord, and once all is done, we shall see each other once more.
Now I don't have the ring with me to look at it again. There's some kind of warning, yeah. The thing is that there's just some complex stuff going on with the concept of a primal glintstone. The Dark Moon Greatsword. Hey, ISO. And here once again, although it is this greatsword that we get from Rani, and it says a moon greatsword bestowed by a carrying queen upon her spouse to honor long-standing tradition. So it's more general description of what is usually happening, right? But once again, it's about a carrying queen, and I think it's formulated more in a general way because of some kind of parallels. I think that's what they usually do, like leaving out names or describing things more in a general way. Especially then you should watch out for parallels, I think. Yeah, full moon is weird, right? But the Dark Moon, I think, was it in the Dark Moon ring? It was described as a full moon, which is also strange. But it's just her sigil. That's not. I mean, cold and leaden. Magic type the frost. And everything frost related could also be like Rena related, right? Because I mean, she was the Snow Witch. I just want to check how does the Ash of War look like? Oh yeah, it was like this. Okay, never mind. I just thought he might do a different gesture. Is lead supposed to be dark? So that's a really strange word to describe the look of a moon, right? Lead or leaden. So I have a suspicion that maybe it's described as leaden because it's in some way supposed to hint at circumstances regarding the Black Moon of Noxtella, because the Black Moon of Noxtella actually looks leaden. We also got the leaden heart tier, for example, which is also a bit more in a grey way. Weighted in this case, you mean? Heavy? Maybe I just don't get it because English is not my first language. I mean, there could be like some nuances or double meanings or ambiguity that is intentionally there. Oh, where is it? No, wait. Elements there. Yeah, okay, sad. It's not described as leaden. It would have been way easier. I was just thinking about maybe it's in some way connected to the moon of Noxtella. Because if you don't interpret leaden as heavy, wouldn't it be like some sort of like the color of iron? At least in German it would sound like that. Like the grayish color of iron or similar stuff, like metal. That is one meaning, like dull gray. Yeah, I would say so in German as well. I haven't dived too deep in this topic, but I think there might be something going on. When it comes to these two fingers, I think there are also some interesting details. For one, it's for some reason it's making this flash noises. While the one on the Divine Towers make wooden noises, and they look like they're made out of wood, which I think is a bit strange. And then we got these mushrooms around it as well. I'm thinking about I think they might have placed these mushrooms on purpose here. Especially the DLC is highlighting a connection between mushrooms and fingers. Because there we even have an item. There's a mushroom and yeah, finger related. So much interesting stuff. Maybe the mushroom, maybe the two fingers are some kind of mushroom beings. I don't know. At least the two fingers on the divine towers seem like there might have been some kind of plant, because they seem to be made out of wood, which is really strange. Or they're just connected to the earth tree. Whoever thou may be, doesn't it kind of seem like she doesn't know or expect you to be Godwyn? I don't think that the message was primarily for us. Recluse cursed guardian on accident. Yeah. When it comes to the recluse and the guardian, it sounds more like that the especially with the Bruges, that there's some kind of magic going on, or some kind of ritual, or yeah, curse, magic, that the recluse is kind of responsible for. Maybe she created this kind of magic in some way, or was using it in a way, not knowing what it might have, what kind of consequences it might have. So, as far as I remember, there are some interesting items in here. When it comes to the Night Lord, I'm more convinced that the Night Lord is supposed to be a parallel to Rodigan, who's the current Elden Lord in some way. Yeah. Oh, 3 smithing stone aids. So once again, we got the number 3 going on here. Godwyn Run 10. I'll be honest. I haven't. I haven't gone through everything, and I'm still figuring out how the Cell parallel actually works. Sometimes the parallels might be not perfect in every detail, or even like mixed up or mashed up when it comes to the order of events, maybe. But I have to say, I haven't gone through every detail, but if the transplant of the primary glintstone is the projection from Rodigan's prison, and his final transformation is the arrival of the Elden Beast. Yeah, at least so. I'm not 100% if I understood what you mean, but the themes that you described are the same themes that I think are definitely present there. So it seems to be some kind of like the prison metaphor seems to be related there to these events, and I even think that there might have been some kind of stuff going on in regard to the Elden Beast when it comes to the Mask Raven ritual. But I don't know if that's but I wouldn't say it's in the moment of the transplant of the primary glintstone. I think it's what's happening in the end when she's turning into some kind of in the seed of stars. I think I don't know. I was thinking about maybe it is paralleling the events of the Black Moon of Noxtella when she's turning into the seed of stars. In these Graph Mask Raven. Because I'm convinced of the idea that the Black Moon is actually just a huge Mask Raven ritual. But maybe it's just maybe the last part of her quest line is a parallel to something that is actually in the very distant past and not at the end of her parallel, you know? It seems that sometimes they're mixing up the order of events because they doesn't really fit otherwise in the quest line, I would say. So just because it's at the end of the quest line, I think it not always has to be like at the end of the story of the parallel in some way. It could also be that at the end they are hinting at something that was actually at the very beginning. Sometimes, I think. Hey, Zed. Oh. Hello, Boa. Okay, we got 3 smithing stones. Godwyn Run 10. And the Cerulean Ember Medallion. Oh, a beer. A bear. Well, it seems like I'm already done with this area. I said it at the start of the stream, but guys, what's really interesting is that the moon that doesn't shine that bright and seems more like a dark and heat over there. This is the moon that we usually see because of the place at the sky where we can see it. It's exactly at the same position where we usually see the moon. So that means that this moon, the brighter one, is the moon that we usually not see. I just thought it's interesting. Because for some reason I switched them already up because I thought, okay, this is the bright one, that is the one you usually see, but it's not. It's the other way around. And now I think we have to go to Caelid again. I want to finish Caelid. Let's go. You know, who was it? Was it Morg? Was it? Yeah, Morg. Regarding the whole themes of Black Moon of Noxtella and Maskgraven and the prisoner metaphor, it seems like they all come together. For example, in the where is it? Here at the Hermit Merchant, because it seems like, at least to me, that the items that he's selling is like themed around these themes. Because he's selling the prisoner set, for example, and I was even thinking about maybe the prisoner set even contains, because of the round form of the helmet. I know that people think it's a Berserk reference, but it also could be a little reference to the Black Moon of Noxtella because of the form of the helmet. And then there's also the Celestial Dew, some gravity consumables. Yeah. Was there something else? Might have even forgot something. But it's also in the in the vicinity of Noxtella, where we find the prisoner set. So I just think there's definitely something going on. Oh, a beer. Bear. Oh. It's one of those aggro beers. Is it a white beer? Looks white to me. A rot beer. Does he do anything interesting? Oh. Oh, wrong. Let's see what we The jump attack is, I think, is nice. Okay. Yeah. This is one of the places with a mass graven. Stone saw key. There should be some smithing stone. Wha- I don't think too much about gods, but because we almost know nothing about them and what and how they work and what they are, and you could interpret almost anything to them. The only situation where I think about the term god is in relation to Radigan and Marika. And maybe the feral god of the giants. But that are the only cases. Oi, 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 oi. Gravel stones. One hit? Oh no, it was because of the error of the other one. such an interesting passage. We find here so many gravel stones. I'm thinking right now maybe it's alluding to some circumstances regarding Farum or Zula, maybe because of that. What if these guardians once served in Farum or Zula or so? Or against them? At least when it comes to the Great Jar. It seems like it's a parallel to the Elden Beast or the Elden Ring in some way. Because there are a lot of champions are contained in it. Yeah. Attached to Farmazula. It's an interesting idea. I can't really say if I'm convinced of this idea though. But it's something that I'm thinking about too. I mean, a lot of stuff revolves around to manipulate others to get stronger, just for the purpose of, in the end, letting them be devoured by some greater thing, you know? And it's even the same when it comes to the Great Jar. So what the Great Jar wants is for us to get stronger and stronger and stronger, to in the end join the other warriors inside of him, to get consumed by him in a way. So it's they're not really good intentions behind that, and it's a theme that is going it's a recurring theme. You can now see the Knight of the Great Jar's red summon sign. And there are 3 of them, and 3 is not a good sign, it's a bad omen. Am I playing offline? No. These are not the usual ones. Yeah, good luck. These can be really hard at times. Should I play offline? It's sometimes interesting to see what they had in mind when for those champions. Let's first see what kind of kit he got. Is that it? Okay. Oh, okay. Here we go. See? Oh, right. How? How did this not hit? Oh, there's no... there's no Stakes of America, so... I mean, these things also drop, like, rune fragments. Maybe it's also some kind of hint to Farum. Farum Azula. I'm still intrigued by these guardians, because I don't know to which era that they belong to. Seems like they are were created in an era in the distant past, and I don't know if they belong to Farum Azula or maybe to another faction. What are those things? I would say artificial beings. Created by some kind of craftsman, probably, because they... Oh man, that's my headcanon. I've never tried to use the crystal darts on them. Do you guys know if the crystal darts work on them? Yeah. Uh-oh. He got a bleed build with those. Okay, first one. Oh, this looks scary. Fuck this stone. Come on. The hyper armor is scary. That one was easy. So, and... Uh-oh. Of course. Eleanor's pole blade. Yikes. Do I not have any flaws? Oh, that was the wrong one. Fuck my life. Torrent tanked. Go Torrent. Do it. Oh, I just realized that the perspective is incredibly... fits incredibly well with the Earth Tree. The tree inside the jar, yeah. I just think that the concept is the same in some way. I mean, it's a literally tree in the jar. What's that? What the fuck is he to him? I'm taking too much damage. Ouch! What the fuck? I have to take this more serious. Fights against player type of enemies just way different sometimes. Because they're reacting to your skills, for example. Sometimes. America like giant jar, yeah, in some way, I would say. I mean, the Elden Beast, or the Elden Ring, or America's Soul kind of works in that way. Oh. So what's really interesting is that the talisman that you get from the Great Jar hints to that even more. Because I think that the Great Jar talisman is actually like a parallel to the talisman pouch that you usually get as a sign to become Elden Lord. We can look at that later. Using great stuff. Okay. No. I can backstab him pretty easily when he's doing that, but it seems. Ah. What? No! Oh, fuck. Rykard's sword is just OP, man. If it hits. I'm in the edge of war. Oh, that's true. Yeah, it has the same animation like Wax Cutter. Hmm. Is that Wings of Astel? Yeah, it is. That's Zweihand again. Oh, that was Piercing Fang. What? Input reading. Maybe I should do parry. Got him. Okay, first one. Okay, second one. Oof. The jelly shield. Oh no. Do you guys think she's parrying with the jelly shield? I'm kind of afraid now. I don't know if she's like input reading parrying me with this fucking jelly shield. Oh no. Okay. That's serious talk. Oh, at least it's an awful build. She's spamming Terra Magica? Oh. Oh, no, 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 no. It seems like one of those Kome Azure builds where she's spamming Terra Magica, buffing herself, and then okay. I did it great job. I think he's pleased. Great jars. Arsenal. A charm that resembles a great jar overflowing with weaponry. The great jar grants this talisman to the warriors. Carry as much as you can, grow big and strong. So I think it's just like the parallel that we have here, I think, is the one that we have with those talisman pouches. Because this one is usually, what does it say? Bestowed upon the ruling lord or those attempting to become lord by the elderly finger reader. To spurn them, to motivate them to you know, become Elden Lord. In the same way we get those talisman pouches with the mission of becoming Elden Lord. The great Jar's Arsenal charm serves as the mission to get stronger, grow big and strong. I don't think it's a reliable jar. Grow big and strong in the face of death is just it's just propaganda, I would say. It's all about, because in the end you're supposed to end up inside of him. You know? I don't have the spirit ashes, I think. The puppet. Because the jar puppet says something like that he should get stronger, and then he might to become one of his champion and end up inside of him. And these talismans, like the Arsenal talismans, Arsenal charms, I mean, they are related. For example, they are related to the Grafted Blade Greatsword, and when it comes to the symbolism of the Grafted Blade Greatsword, the swords represent like souls or people. So these Arsenal charms are representing like other beings that were grafted, consumed, or absorbed in a way. And it's this the same way when it comes to the Great Jar, who gets a lot of innards of warriors inside of him. And that is how you're supposed to get stronger as well, I think. But only to end up inside of him. And I think the same applies to the Earth Tree in some way, or to Radigan, who were slaughtering the Tarnished in the end after they conquered everything and became strong. And Rykard too. Yeah, it's a recurring theme. It fits with Rykard. It fits also with the Great Jar. And that's why they got banished, because they were like, I mean, they fought, they got stronger, but were supposed to get slaughtered in the end, like lambs. Vade also calls you always like, Vade is calling you a little lamb. All the time too. I think it's the same theme that's going on. Lambkin, yeah. I mean, it's so weird that he calls you Lambkin. Oh, guys, it's already pretty late here. I have to work again tomorrow. Holidays are over. And yeah, I think that was it for today. See ya, guys. Good night to everyone. Sleep well. Stay hydrated. And yeah, it's always nice to see you guys in the chat all together. See you next stream. Bye bye.